welcome to Modern Homestead Alaska. I'm Jessica, and today we are getting prepared. We have a huge weekend coming up. We have so much that we have to get done, from the cow to finishing processing the moose and getting everything around here ready for winter. When we get big winter storms here in Alaska, we have to be able to clear snow. Not only that, a lot of what we drag out from the pots and the decorations and so on would just be throttled by the Alaska winter. And so all of that gets packed up and put away. And today is the day that I have 3 days in a row of no rain. I am so excited. And so for day one of no rain, I am just going to tackle everything that I can by myself, get some stuff delivered, get a truck towed. It's a whole deal. Let's get into the video. I can hear the truck coming this morning. I am getting 2 loads of a 1- gravel that is actually going to go and fix Peach's pen, making that whole area around there hopefully a much better, drier runoff area. So let me direct this truck and I'll be right back with you. Gonna sound silly, but I go and blow the leaves. The leaves would not affect the gravel at all, but this weekend I want to blow up as much as possible and top the garden with all of the fallen leaves. So I'm blowing leaves out of the way just to protect it. So this is a 1" This is what you see everywhere across our driveways that we've done all of the base with. We're actually going to use that as the topper. So they're going to bring me now a 3" gravel, which is much bigger. Each piece can go up to 3 inches. So we're going to put that as a base in Peach's pen and then put this on top. So that will fall in between the rocks and we should be able to combat some of the mud and then make it a really nice place that this winter, as we clear all the snow, we keep the snow cleared out of her pen, giving her plenty of space. As we clear the snow, we should be able to scrape over this beautifully. It does work. It's everywhere on our landscape, but I'm gonna blow the leaves out of the way. As I wander through the yard today, getting everything ready for this weekend because we have got 3 days of no snow, we are gonna hammer hard on getting ready for winter as fast and as quick because my family is so limited for time. Aaron's on a really big job, and so taking time off has been really difficult. And one of the things that was super stressing me out was this broke down truck. What happened was Caleb was doing something with it and it just shelled the transmission. It took 2 trucks and then the tractor to get it moved around and put in here. The boys have worked for months. They've saved up the money to have the transmission redone and all the work on this truck, and it will become actually Wyatt's daily pickup, but it's getting towed here in just a minute and it's full of tires. So I have to unload some tires and get everything ready, but I can also hear our second load of gravel is being delivered right now. we got our gravel. The boys said these tires are gonna be really heavy, so just roll them out and Caleb will move them for me this weekend. That is what I'm gonna do. These are studded. These are the studs. So there's 6 tires on this truck, and then there's one, I gotta figure out which wheel, because there's one missing on the back. Huh. Well, there's one missing right here. Can you see that? I need to figure out where that tire is, or which one is it. I think I have it figured out, but if we're wrong, we know Dan, and it's where, like, literally he just did my oil and air filters and all that fun jazz before winter on my truck this week. So if something's wrong, the boys can obviously take care of this themselves. Mama wants this out of her driveway. That's why Mama's helping. Wyatt's out of town and Caleb's at work. And they got the phone call that they were ready to start pulling this tranny. And so the truck is on its way. Oh. Go. One more. Oh. Why are these tires so heavy? I don't think my truck tires are this heavy. Goodness. Boys. Goodness. As far as cleanup goes, I'm just going to start right here by the front of the house. We were able to leave these hose containers out, and then, like, what is in it is catnip, and it came back, as well as some of the other flowers. It looks really pretty. And then I'm going to go through and try and move some of these other buckets. I may just leave them pushed up against the house, which would be fine, but I do need to ask Aaron if that's all right. If not, I may move them over to this other garden. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, the closer Aaron can get to the house, the better. So I'll drain this hose, drag it in, and just move the pots as far out of where he plows as I can. Say goodbye to the Dodge. It'll be back just soon enough. Those of you that are curious, we do now have this weird fun fact. Every generation of Dodge Ram pickup trucks, Wyatt has the first, this is the second, Cody and Caleb have the third, mine's the fourth, and Caleb's brand new pickup is the 5th gen. So, all our diesels except for Wyatt's first gen. Fun fact. I have the front area just cleaned up. Everything moved out of the way. I'll have to have Aaron's help. Those have concrete in the bottom of them. The buckets that hold the hoses. And I have my little container here. And I have a few dead spots. I don't know if this is going to work. It didn't work last year, but we thought we would try it again. And what I'm going to do is pluck out any of the herbs on the outsides of the porch and these little things that are doing really well, and see if I can tuck them in here. And I'm going to move this whole thing inside, and the hope is that maybe with the little lighting of the south-facing windows and the heat of the house that I may get this to actually overwinter inside, like grow some herbs inside. So that is so funny. Look, the this is a mint plant. It grows underneath and it poked out literally the back of that. So we'll see if we can get that in. This is not a green stalk like the brand, and it tips over really kind of simply. So I know I had a conversation with one of you guys, and I maybe hurt some feelings by not responding in where I got this from. And it's because I can't afford a green stalk right now, and I certainly couldn't afford it at the time that I got this. So I thought, oh, that's a cute idea. Well, when I move it around, the dogs have knocked it over twice. It's been replanted multiple times. It hasn't been great, and it's certainly not something that I would recommend anyone spend their money on. And that is why, if you don't get a response from me of you saw something in my yard or kitchen or whatever that you thought was great, and oh, I'd like to have that, if it's terrible, I'm not gonna link it or recommend it. And I'm not saying that it's terrible. I'm just saying that it falls over quite easily. The dogs can knock it over easily, and it is not something that I, given the opportunity to purchase something today, would I purchase this? No. So that's why I didn't respond, actually. So look at that. Grew under there. Anywho, take some of this dirt out. Now I have fresh mint. Ah, my porch smells fantastic. All right, you saw that? Like, it doesn't have a bar down the middle, and maybe I could rework that next spring. These are my outdoor pillows. They kind of are icky. So I'm gonna throw them. They shouldn't run, I don't think, because they get wet all the time and the red isn't bleeding, but I'm just gonna wash them on cold anyway. And I'm gonna bag these up and put them in the basement for the winter time. They're fairly cheap at the Home Depot, but I think they look fantastic on the bench. We do have to move that bench. I've said that every year, and then it hasn't gotten moved. And then this last year, a huge chunk of ice slid off the front of the house, hit that bench, and kind of popped it apart. Aaron is a welder. We have lots of welders around here. We can fix it, no problem, but I don't want it getting destroyed. And it's this huge, heavy iron bench. The most shocking part about that bench is it weighs a ton, and yet the ice that can just slide off the roof can demolish even things like that. So I did work to make sure all the laundry was done before I got started today, because in the other washer and dryer, I'm actually starting to wash the winter coats. So I'm just gonna cold water wash these. I do need to do more. See, this is a feather down coat that got wet, and so I tossed it in the wash. We're not gonna put it in the dryer. I'm just gonna hang it up. But winter coats just get so dusty and dirty and gross throughout the year, and we're about to have to start wearing all this. All right, I got the porch, the blower's still on it. I went ahead and scrubbed it, washed it down with the hose, wiped down the door, did all of that. I have the rug is right there. That's the bench I'm talking about. You can, if you look close, you can see it's broken. I scrubbed the front porch rug. What's gonna happen is with the new gravel, it just drags in so much dirt and sand and mud and muck. I'll show you what I did with the plant. So these are my south facing windows that go down to the lake, but I just moved it here. I'll scoot it into the corner and we'll spin it around. Got a little dirt that I need to clean up. I washed it for the most part and then put another plant in it, but Went ahead and just wiped it down so it looks nice and pretty in the house, and then we'll see if we can get any of this to grow throughout the winter. In reality, I personally do things very like task oriented. As an example, like I want to build something, or I want to plant out the garden or transplant things, and I try and do just very one item, one task. And cleaning up this front area, like that is crazy, right? That plant I could not carry. I got it to there. I'm gonna have to use Aaron's help. I pulled the trash from outside. I still have some other things, so everything's working its way. The trash is working its way to the dumpster and all of the things. And then I end up wanting to like dive into the garden or a project. And that is not what needs to happen. When I look around, there's little things that drive me nuts. This whole area is the prime example. So that's a bucket that needs to go to compost. All of my milk cans need to go into the chicken coop, into that room that we finished for the winter time. Spinning around, we still have a moose skull. It's not quite done. Caleb, that's part of this weekend's projects. It has to get boiled again, and then they do something to turn it white. Like, there's just so many steps to it. I am not participating in this. So it's just hanging out in my yard, an empty can of paint that needs thrown away. And I know that I'm just rambling. Okay, when we did the coop, I stuck the broom outside. It fell over, so I didn't notice it. So it's laying here. There just is so much to pick up and do. So I'm going to focus my energy now in this area so I can grab the trash from the front door and everything else, all of the trash, leaf blow. I'm not leaf blowing and then picking up the leaves. I'm gonna leaf blow all the leaves like onto the rhubarb over there and use it as an insulation factor for winter. So none of the leaves get thrown away. We're just gonna repurpose them. Fantastic. Chickens that can fly. Let's get this area done. I think I'm just gonna leave these buckets. They've been left outside for the last couple of years. I'm gonna put the other ones by it. And here, we grew some more chamomile, so I'm gonna harvest these. But Aaron will be able to push snow down the front of the coop, just totally out of my way and towards this hill if I have everything out of the way. So I may actually move them down the hill. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm just moving the pots to where you probably can't see it on camera, but right at this rock, this here, it turns elevation. It completely changes. I'm even gonna move the wagon wheel to the front of the coop so that he can come right alongside of it, pushing the snow to where I can have good access into this door here to feed and water the chickens all winter, and then right down. And then when he gets to that stump there, he's not gonna be able to push it. So from the stump on, I can store winter pots. Oh my gosh. Want to talk about soil health? Look at the size of those worms. Isn't that crazy? I love it. I have 3 things in pots that have to get planted. This is called a spirea, S-P-I-R-E-A. It's beautiful. It was all green with these little white flowers, and it has this beautiful fall color to it. It gets 3 to 4 feet by 3 to 4 feet, zones 3 to 8. This one has in hole in existing soil. Compost, add 2 to 3-inch mulch, return moisture, keep the soil evenly moist, not wet, and enjoy. Anywho, so it has overwintered. That was what this mark meant up here in Alaska, and I just couldn't find, or I thought I had the perfect place, and I don't think it's gonna work, and so I've just dug a hole over here by all of the flowers, and it'll go in a corner where we're not going to be pushing snow on top of it. And so I'm going to scratch up these roots, put a little fertilizer in, and then get it buried. So it's a beautiful little shrub that requires full sun, and this area will definitely be getting full sun. I'll put a little biotone in there. It should just, it already looks like it's pretty dormant, but we'll go ahead, better than my thumb. Should be great. Should be all right. And then if I don't love it here, I can always move it down the road, but for now, at least getting it in the ground, giving it some opportunity, and it is going to get color and bloom just before all the flowers do. So, perfect. All right. These are bleeding hearts. They are also already dormant. I'm just trying to keep the roots warm-ish throughout the winter. They will get huge. So 36 inches tall. They will get a little bit of shade as everything in front of them kind of grows up. But again, I don't have a perfect spot, but I do have a garden bed that they can go in, and if they are not happy here or it's not perfect, I can move them in the spring. This was stored under the coop. We use it in the winter time. We're gonna put some sand and some dirt in it, and then the chickens can dust bathe in the middle of winter. But for now, I'll store it, and then I'm gonna use this bucket and put some warm soapy water and wash all the chickens. I have this incredible rock wall by the cow's barn that was built for me. And I actually want to stick some of these herbs in there and see if we could have cascading things like mint and yarrow. So I think I'm going to carry these over there. I might have to put some dirt in between before I do them. Who knows? Let's see. I tried to move that moose head by myself, and I can't. I can pick up the moose head. What I can't do is hold the moose head with one hand and then move the sawhorses that he has it sitting on. So the moose head gets to just sit there until I get help. But I am going to move this kennel, and I can do that by rolling it. We use it for meat chickens in the spring And so I'm gonna put it on the other side of the chicken's run so that I can finish getting all this area cleaned out. But just picking up Jiminy Christmas right here, getting pots stacked, all of those things. And then I remembered when Cody and I do the garden, finish out the garden this weekend, we will dump a bunch of these pots because I do need them for starting the plants inside. So I will need the pots inside, except for the ones that get just fresh plants in it that we get from the greenhouse or whatever. So 3 or 4 of them will stay and the rest of them will dump this weekend and move them inside. And then I blew a bunch of leaves over there. But let me finish this. I got some huge amount of cleanup done. I have it piled right here, all the trash on the tractor, because I picked up the bucket with the forks, and then we'll deal with that in the morning. And then I got the 2 giant deliveries. It's a helicopter. Hold on. So I got these 2 huge. The guy, when he delivered this, said, I got you an extra large load. Yes, I'm really sorry. So that's why he had backed down the driveway. I was like, never apologize for free additional gravel. So this is a huge project. The moose head is getting dealt with this weekend. Cleaned up that whole area. Oh, the truck. The truck is gone. The John boat is gone. Everything is tidied. I'm gonna put the trash in the back of the truck so when I leave, I can get that done. Clean the whole porch. This whole area, I'll put the hose back up again. And then I just have from the garage over, I still have plenty of cleanup to do around here, but I have chores to do, real ones. And I'm gonna get showered up and get ready to have dinner with Aaron. And so I hope this video ended up all right. I hope you guys enjoyed spending some time with me. If you did and you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, you'll get notification, thumbs up, and comments, as well as sharing my videos helps the channel to grow. So I hope you're looking forward to some things we have coming up on the channel. We have the final pull out of the garden coming up. The whole bunch of work on the cows pen area, the process of the moose. It's going to be a family affair. It's going to take the whole family. So I hope you're looking forward to all of that. With that, I hope that you are blessed. I hope that you find something to be grateful for. And I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Go to the